All right, here's the preview video for Sunday, August 11th. We'll be talking about the fall, and I'm not talking about the season. We're going to look at Genesis chapter 3. After creation, Adam and Eve break the one rule that God had for them, and the bottom line is trust and obey even when you think your way is better. First activity here is kind of going along with our mission control theme, the rocket launch review. So we've got these foam rockets. And you'll divide your group into two teams and give each team a rocket, so a red team and a blue team. Then take these cones and spread them out in your area far away. And then you're basically going to have one person from each team take a turn to launch their rocket. They can just throw it. They can try to put their finger in and launch it that way, any way they choose. But you say, okay, try to launch your rocket to the yellow cone, and then they launch it. Whoever gets closest to the yellow cone in that scenario will get a point for their team, and then they get a chance to try to answer one of these review questions for an additional 3 points. So you just go through giving a kid on each team, they kind of go head to head and rotate throughout the line, and then go through your questions to review the story, and then you have your discussion point there. So hopefully that makes sense, the rocket launch review game. Next up, we have the chain of space command. So we have the different name tags here. So peel those off. So we have different name tags, and then on this sheet, there are some clues. So you give the kids a position. You can use the masking tape. They can tape it on to their chest, and then you give the clues, and the kids have to follow your clues and listen carefully and obey your command to put themselves in the correct order down here, the correct final order. Now, I will say the security officer here, for whatever reason, they did not put that in the correct final order. I put that at the end, so you'll just have to consider that. But at the end of going through all the clues, if the kids are in the right order, then as they are standing there in line in the right order, they can then turn their name tags around, and if they're standing in the right order, then the labels on the backside will spell out this month's verse in the correct order here. The way we show our love is to obey God's commands. He commands you to lead a life of love. That's what you've heard from the beginning. So if they're standing in the correct order, if they followed your clues and are in the correct order, then the verse on the backside will be in the correct order as well. So you can go through that, and the discussion point here is just about, following instructions and listening carefully. Last activity here is kind of an object lesson for kids to reflect on. You can show this activity, this little science thing, and then kind of make it a little bit of a prayer activity. But the way that it works is you have your do not open bottle, which is right here. And then you have some sort of bowl, and we'll have like some sort of cloth or rag, just in case you need to clean up any kind of minor spills. But the way that you do it is you want to make sure that you hold the bottle by the cap. The way that this works is with the cap on, the bottle will not leak. But if you look down here, you can kind of see there are some little pinholes there. If you squeeze the bottle too much, then it'll leak. So you hold the bottle by the cap, and you kind of tease the kids. Why do you think this bottle says do not open? Do you think we should open it? What do you think might happen if we break the rule here and we open it? Well, if you take the cap off, then the air pressure will equal out, and then the bottle will start leaking, and you can kind of get it near the kids, get them a little bit wet. It's not going to be like a total squirt gun kind of effect, but it'll be a good little lesson to follow the rules and follow that do not open warning label. And then the discussion there can be very easy to think our way is the better way, but actually we have a lot to learn. And one way we can learn is by listening to God and to those He has put in charge. So remember to trust and obey even when you think your way is better. And you can close out your small group time with some prayer and just kind of hitting on that importance of following God's way even when we think our way is better. So those are your 3 activities. Rocket launch review, the listening activity with the command positions, and then memory verse, and then this kind of little reflection activity. So thanks. I'll see you on Sunday.